Welcome back, y'all. It's your boy True. We are back in live again for another one. Today I want to talk about this is pretty much the part two of the previous video about giving some time. Is essentially just the fact that like corporate greed is exhausting, yo. Corporate greed is exhausting. I just came back from paying my storage unit, and then it was okay. My storage unit date is like the 22nd, and I think it's 22nd, about the 22nd, and I was about a week late, so I came in. Today's the first of the month of May, and I was just like, I paid it off. It was 140, but with the late fees it was 170. And then I always just, first of all, that makes me laugh because I'm like to myself, the whole point of being late was the fact that like I didn't have it at the time. So it's like the fact of the matter is that like when you don't have it, they just keep charging you and charging you and charging you and charging you. And then when the money bounces back, then they charge you an extra amount of money for not having enough money in the bank to begin with. And I'm like to myself, like, in my rational brain, as a rational thinking human being, I'm like to myself, but like, wouldn't you guys want to give leeway to people so that they can get things going on in their lives? But then I realized, I'm like, no, but they don't care about you. They don't care. All they care about is their bottom line. All they care about is the money, and period. That's it. All they care about is money. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have changed to a brown. I should have changed to a brown jacket. Oh well. All they care about is money. And it's so apparent. It's so apparent when you don't have any. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I always used to say, I'm like, I don't care. I love money, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna come here and talk to you guys and be like, money is the root of all evil. No, the lack thereof money is the root of all evil. Not understanding who you are in relation to money is the root of all evil. So I just think that it's like, it's funny to me the way that like they try to condition you to be fearful of money, to hate money, to call you a money grubber or whatever. But Lord have mercy on us all, when you don't have it, you'll hear about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like to myself, like, I love money. Money loves me. I allow opulence to come into my life. I allow God to use money through me. And the funny thing about it is just kind of like, so they say, oh, no, money's not important. No. Don't be misunderstood. Don't be misled by this false rhetoric. Money is the God of this world. And I don't mean that to say because I believe in the Bible. I believe in the King James Version of the Bible. I'm just saying that the way these people move, money is their God. You know what I'm saying? Money is not my God because my accounts are overdrawn and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? At this time, we're transmuting certain things and we're figuring some certain situations out. But don't tell me that money is not your God, but you didn't read your Bible today because you had to rush to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're gonna sit there and tell me that like, oh no, money is the root of all evil and and then I'm asking you, did you read your Bible today? You say no. Why not? Because I have to go to work. Bro, if you really believed in what you were saying and what the Bible was telling you, you would tell your boss to go fuck himself because you have to read the word. I try not to curse because I like to keep my channel family friendly, but I just whatever guys. So what I'm just trying to say here is that I understand that this world, not you, not me, not anybody individually, but this world love money more than they love me. This world love money more than they love God. Even the Bible talk about what man adores is an abomination to God. I don't know what scripture that is, but we can find it. And it's just like, when I start to see these things and I start to understand these things, and then it's just like, it just makes me laugh. Because Deuteronomy 28 talk about being the head and not the tail, being the borrower is a slave to the lender. And then here it's like, the corporate greed is just unmatched, bro. Like, I called all the creditors that I had, right? And I told them, guys, yo, I lost my work, and just give me some time. Just give me some time to figure it out and to understand a few things and to get some things situated and I was gonna say circumcised, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Let some things get situated and organized. And then they're like, no, we can maybe help you defer for 1 day or maybe 1 hour or something like that, but we're still gonna charge we have the pre-authorized debit on your account. We're gonna keep charging you, and if there's no money in there, you're gonna get an NSF fee, an overdraft fee. And I say to myself, okay guys, I don't care. It's y'all that's gonna cry when the money don't go through. It's y'all that are calling me saying, hey, can we speak to True? Yeah, we noticed that you have $11 outstanding balance on your can you pay today? It's y'all. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing that it comes to allow me to understand is like, this world only care about money, bro. This world only care about money. It don't care if you're nice. It don't care what you believe. It don't care if you're a good person. It don't care if you help your grandma with the wheelchair and go in and out the house and bring the groceries. It don't care. It don't care. Can you pay? Can you pay? Is what they want to know. And if you're a man, a lot of the fellas gonna feel me on this one, because there's no other. You know what I'm saying? As a man, there's no other. If you can't provide, they say you're washed, and then that's why you see a lot of these guys get depression. A lot of these guys want to, you know, do certain things to themselves, self-harm themselves or whatever, because they don't have money, and then they feel as though they're worthless, and then people all around them are telling them you're worthless because you're not rich, and all the media is telling you the same thing. You're looking at your social media, people is 10 years old, they're 10 years old and they got a bigger stack than you. You know, and then here you are, I'll use my age as an example, and then here you are at 30, and now you think you're a failure because you're not rich. You know, you think you're a failure because you don't have money. So I think it makes me laugh, guys, because I'm not affected by it. I'm affected by it in the sense of the corporate greed is affecting me because they just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. But I know who I am. I know what I represent in this world. I know the power in which I have, and I know what God is bringing in store for my life. So like I don't like I tell you guys in all these videos, guys, I don't go to bed in fear thinking about like, oh, like where am I gonna get the money to pay for my phone bill? Where am I gonna get the money to pay for my storage unit? The funny thing about it is that like when they're ready to cut you off, the money just seems, for me, the money just come into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I was locked out of my unit because I was 5 days late. They put the lock on it. And then my phone bill said they're gonna cut you off. We're gonna cut you off in like a week or something like that. And then lo and behold, the money came in yesterday. I'm paying everything today. You know, April the 1st or May the 1st, excuse me. So I really it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh to think about the fact of the matter that like people are so controlled and so conditioned to money, but yet still like look at it as the enemy or look at it as something that's external or outside of themselves, you know? Because I'm understanding this stuff from a frequency perspective, not from like a work and pay perspective. You feel me? Because when they really, like, if you really think about it and you really look at it, it's like we really just went from different, like from physical slavery to financial and economic slavery. And I talk about the idea that like we're slaves that just pay for our own room and board. You know what I'm saying? Like you work all day, you work all night, and then like you get the money, and then you got to give it to your credit card bill, you got to give it to your landlord, you got to give it to your light bill, you got to get, you know what I'm saying? These people harness the energies of the earth for free, and then they charge you to use it. That's why I'm like to myself, like, and then like that's what again makes me laugh, because I'm like, I don't want to use none of your shit. Ironically, as I'm coming to you on a network I don't own, on a cell phone I don't own, I don't own nothing on a cell phone that I don't own, and I'm telling you I don't want to use this stuff. I don't want to use. So it's like and then like all they can really do, guys, if you really think about it, all they can really do is take back something that you don't even own anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing that they're gonna say to you. They're gonna say, well, if you don't pay your phone bill, we're gonna take your service. Guys, I didn't own the service anyways. All it is, I just used it to call. All it is, okay, here's what I'm saying. It's like, all it is you're gonna take my phone service away, okay, and then what? How are the creditors gonna call me then? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's y'all that are gonna be sad, not me. Because at the end of the day, I still know how to get to the trails. I still know how to walk around and enjoy my life with or without cellular data, with or without cell phone service. You know what I'm saying, guys? So like, it makes me laugh, and that's why I just encourage you guys to be in good spirits all the time, because this world is fake, bro. This world is fake. I'm talking to you guys right now, like, the world is fake, yo. Like I said, guys, I just finished coming back from the storage unit. I paid 170 bones. I paid 170 bones to get it back, right? So it was rent charged $133, insurance, which is $13.56. And then again, the insurance is just, they make you buy it. You can't opt out of insurance. You have to get the insurance. And then 7 days late fee was an additional $23. So just because I was late to pay 7 days, they charged me extra $23 out of into their pocket for nothing, because the storage unit is already built. The gate code is the same. They already put a lock on my locker. So it's like you get to $23 extra for nothing. for nothing. And then now me, I have to come up with that. And then if I'm working by the hour, $23, that's about another hour. That's another hour's worth of work I have to sell of my life in order to pay it off, just so that you know what I'm saying. So then the total for everything became $170.50. $170.50. Okay, so taxes, and then the government, out of that, the government took $15.34 plus $1.56. So they got $16.90 from me for nothing. They didn't do nothing, and they got $16.90 out of me. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then I paid the $170.50, and now I'm opened up. And then on the way out, I asked the girl, I say, so like, when do you guys sell the stuff? Because, you know, when we seen Storage Wars, Auction Hunters, whatever the shows, you know, it used to be. And homegirl told me, she said 3 months of no payment, they sell your... So 7 days, and this is where I say the greed is just astronomical. So it's like, she said after 7 days of no payment, you're locked out of the building, and you're locked out of your unit, so you can't get your stuff, right? And then after 7 days, if it goes to 30 days, then there's a 20% levy on the amount. So in my case, it would have been 20% of 133, and then plus that 20% at the end of the month, if you don't pay, it's another $100 that they add on top of it for late fee. And then that compounds, or that keeps going for the 3 months, and then on the 4th month, then they auction off your stuff, and then they let the unit go back available. So I'm saying to myself, it's like, if you don't have the funds available to you immediately, you're gonna have to pay $20 late fee, then you got to pay 20% late fee on top of the $20, and then $100 late fee on top of the 20%, as well as the $20. So you see it, you see what I'm saying? Like, the corporate greed is crazy. You see what the corporate greed is crazy. If it was up to them, guys, they would make you work 24 hours a day, every day until you die. And then when you die, they would charge your family, because even I've seen it, they would try to get money out of your family, and they'll charge you another $10,000 to $15,000 to bury your ass. So you see, what I'm just trying to say is that, like, and guys, I'm telling you all this stuff from experience. Even the funeral industry, when you die, they get you when you're at your most vulnerable. When you're at your most vulnerable, they tell you this, and you need to get this kind of casket, and you need to buy this kind of plot of land, and long live mom. I've seen it, okay? I've seen it. I'm just telling you guys, I'm speaking to you guys from experience, not theory. You know I love you. That's why I gotta tell you the truth. So it's like, the corporate greed is insane. It's insane to me, you know? So it's like, you got, and then imagine like all this stuff, plus your late, and that's what I'm saying, it's the late fees, and the this fee, and the that fee, and they'll tell you it's a fee to unlock your locker, and blah, blah, blah. Lucky they didn't, because they could have just said, okay, you paid, but it's also gonna be a $5 fee to open the lock and take your lock off. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really could. And then, like, you sign the terms of the agreement, that 14-page document when you sign up, and you don't read it. You just go through and scroll. Okay, just scroll to the bottom and click, yes, I agree to the terms and condition, and you sign your straw man. That's why the only thing of value, guys, in this world is your straw man signature, which is your name. The straw man essentially is your name in block letters in black ink. That's your straw man, and then your signature. Those are the only things in this world that are of value. Did you notice that, like, have you ever noticed, because I sell a lot of stuff, I buy and sell a lot of stuff on the secondhand market, and have you ever noticed that, like, when something is worth something until you get it, and then when you get it, you can't even give it away for free? So, like, that to me has always been an indicator of the fact that, like, everything is worthless. The only thing that matters is your name on a dotted line, because then it opens up a line of credit, and then you're forced to pay that line of credit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like to myself, like, and then that's what just makes me laugh, because I'm like, in the meantime, guys, if things go to collections, if these high interest loans end up going to collections and slot, you think I'm gonna be sad? You think I'm gonna be like, oh, my credit, I'm worried about my fucking credit? Come on, bro. They're doing usury on us. They're charging you 40% interest. You know, so I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should feel for yourself. You should feel something for yourself, you know? And the fact of the matter that you can't even go out and enjoy a drink with your friends because you're, like, worried about your mortgage, or you're worried about your car payment, or you're worried about your, you know what I'm saying? Because tonight I'm going out to a games night to hang out with some friends. I really could be like, guys, I can't go because I have to pay I have to work on the road. I have to go and drive Uber, and so I can come up with $400 to pay my car insurance, and bro, at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, if I could say, I don't, look, I don't know what's gonna happen, okay? So that's let me not say something, but I know at the end of the day I can get a car for $2,500. That's 2 weekends worth of work. I could take the bus for 2 weeks and go get, and then get the money and go buy a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not bound by these ideas of like what it means to be successful in the Western world. To be honest, guys, it's exhausting. To be honest, I see people that I love work all day and night. They work all day, they work all night, exhausted as fuck, and then have no, what do they have to show for it? What do we have to show for it? You know, credit card debt, a house that you can't even be in because you have to work all the time. You don't even get to furnish it. You don't even have nice furniture in it. You can't even play falling fernie. You can't even go out with your friends. You can't do nothing. So for me, like I always say to myself, I'm not gonna live in Canada. Let me say, like, I'm not gonna live in Canada and be a vagrant. I'll save my last $1,500 and I'll take a plane to St. Lucia and I'll figure it out there. I'll sell mangoes to the tourists before I stay here and starve to death. Okay, guys? So I just say to myself and I say to you guys that the corporate greed is so egregious that it's hilarious. Makes me laugh to think about it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And that's why I just say to, but like, as I'm in it, I'm just like to myself, I don't want to use none of your shit, man. I don't want to use, if that's the case, I don't want to use your car. I don't want to use the bank's car. I don't want to use the bank's house. I don't want to use your storage unit. I don't want to use your cell phones. I don't want to use your you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And I say all this to say that it's like you only experience it when you experience appearance of lack thereof. You know, when everything is good and when everybody, you know. And I remember I was talking to my sister about this yesterday. I was like to myself, I gotta go change my phone plan because they charging me 60 bones for like some like fucking 45 gig. A wash plan. I got a wash plan right now, so I gotta go get a good plan. And then I'm just like to myself, like, well, why don't they ever, you know, and it's always like when you want to leave, when you want to cancel, then they're like, oh no, talk to the loyalty department, talk to the retention department, and they'll be able to give you a better deal, you know. And I'm like, but like, why don't you guys just ever just call randomly and be like, yo, this is us, we know that you've been a customer for the past 10 years, we want to give you a better deal. But then I'm like to myself, that's on a human level, that's what I think, you know, because I'm just like to myself, okay, that's what I would do. If I got a good customer, I'd be like, yo, let me bless this man. Let me give him an extra 10% off, or let me give him a better deal. We got a new deal coming in. Let me give you that one. But then they're like, no, these deals are for new customers only. So they incentivize people to bring them into the trap. And then you, like I say, so you're either pushing people, you're either getting thrown into the meat grinder or you're in the meat grinder, you know, or you're either pushing people into the meat grinder or you're falling into the meat grinder. One of the two. There's only two options. You're either pushing people into the meat grinder or you're getting ground into ground beef. That's it, you know? And don't even get me started about the meat. So it's and I'm like, on a human level, I'm like to myself, I will call you and be like, hey, you're a loyal customer, you've been with us for 5 years, like, here's a better deal. We're offering this new plan. Would you be interested in taking advantage of this? But on a business level, it's like, why would we call you to give you a better deal? You pay every month $60. Why would we call you and tell you can get a better deal for 30? You know what I'm saying? Unless you threaten them. Now you got to threaten that you're going to leave and cancel, and then you'd be like, okay, well, okay, I can go. You know, then okay, they'll say, whoa, wait. Maybe we can help you out with this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. It's egregious. The corporate greed is funny, man. Makes me laugh. And I just choose not to let these things dictate my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Your mood is your fortune. Your faith is your fortune. Your thoughts is your fortune. Your ideas are your fortune. So in all things, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because you can never say, I know who I am, guys. I know who I am. Read Exodus in the Bible. It'll tell you who you are. Yeah, man. So I think that's pretty much it for this rant. Thank you for listening to me. As always, guys, I love you forever. Check out the Patreon, yo. Check out the Patreon. I'm most excited about my book, Afterlife. Give it a read. And let me know what you think. Okay? So this is just a compilation of my confirmations. It's a compilation of my confirmations. It's my life. This is my videos. Document my journey from poverty to prosperity. It's your boy, True Hagobi. I'm out. Peace. Until next time.